Hello and welcome to another episode of Monday Markets. A little bit of a volatile weekend, a bit of a dump on Friday afternoon, evening, and then a little bit of a rally yesterday. But the important stuff is on the higher time frame. So if we start with BTC, we've obviously got a monthly close upon us tomorrow. If we take a look at the BTC monthly time frame, you can see that we have wicked both the 25.2k monthly resistance and the 21.5k monthly support, and pretty much bang in the middle, forming a bit of a doji. So about as indecisive as it gets on the monthly time frame. Be very interesting to see what the next monthly candle does. Do we break either of these, or do we just trend sideways in a choppy range bound environment? We'll have to wait and see. If we knock it down to the weekly, not looking too great. Two rejections off the 25.2k and a bit of a tweezer top pattern here as well. So not looking too bullish so far on the weekly. We'll have to see how the week goes. In terms of this week, it's a pretty boring week in terms of sort of data and events. Not much really happening. As we can see, nothing that really jumps off the page. We've got a Fed speaker today. I think we've got another one later in the week on Thursday, but not really anything, as I say, that jumps off the page that's particularly important. We've got another list here. We've got some Eurozone CPI and unemployment. US initial jobless claims, maybe that has a small impact, but really not much going on in terms of events this week. So we may well be having a bit of a choppy sideways boring week, which wouldn't be surprising considering it's been non-stop action since the beginning of the year. So what's that? 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, like 8 weeks of pretty volatile high octane action. So wouldn't be surprised if we had a boring choppy sideways week this week. As I say, let's take a look at Ethereum again. Monthly time frame, rejecting monthly resistance at 1721. We've been under this resistance now for about 8 months, I think. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8th month closing below it. Absolutely solid level of resistance. If and when it breaks, we'll probably get quite an explosive move up, but I don't know whether that is just yet. If we take a look at the weekly, again, not looking too great. And then going to the daily, you can see that we have had a deviation back inside the daily range, and looking quite bearish there. So probably a move back down to the support of 15, around 1515 to 1500 looks most likely. But as I say, looks pretty boring, pretty choppy. We'll just have to wait and see what happens. ETH BTC, a little bit of an interesting move. So we highlighted this daily range low, and a break of that would probably lead to a test of this big key weekly support. However, turned out just to be a deviation. As you see, clean break, had a bearish retest, but then broke back above, and as you can see, now surging up towards that daily mid-range. So it'll be interesting to keep an eye on, although alt's not really doing that great considering ETH BTC having a little rally. Probably worth having a look at alt BTC pairs. Maybe they're having a bit of a bounce. Have a look at, see where they are in terms of some potential profit taking region, especially if we get up towards this mid-range where we've rejected before. If we take a look at Bitcoin dominance, not doing too much. As you see, we had a bit of a surge at the beginning of Jan, but now just quite choppy and sideways. It actually looks like it might be coming down. It looks like it may have topped out and rolling over. If we take a look at the, not the total two, we can have a look at the total two actually. So total two, if you're not aware, is the total market cap of the cryptocurrency industry minus Bitcoin. So that's why it looks very similar to Ethereum. Resistance level on the monthly time frame, been under it for 7 months, and looks like we're rejecting again. In my personal opinion, if we are going to reject from this monthly level and come down, most likely come down and test this 500 billion area, which has been key weekly support and resistance in the past, and there's not really much between here and there. So if we do see a pullback, could be quite a big one, down to that 500 billion, which would obviously be quite a bit of downside for ETH and alt. So just keep an eye on that. As I say, monthly close coming right at monthly resistance, so could be a big rejection. If we take a look at traditional markets, then S&P or ES. We talked about this on last Monday markets video. A rejection for 4175, probably going to come down and test 3963, which is weekly support on the start of this leg of the move from near the end of Jan. If we go to the daily, I said this was the bounce zone between 3963 weekly level and 3936 daily level. We had that bounce on Friday. Does it continue today? Probably have an impact on what crypto does as well. So will it be a proper bounce, i.e. like a higher low, and away we go, or is that just going to be a little relief bounce before finally breaking the level? We'll have to wait and see. But this weekly level, pretty important. Lose that level, you're probably coming down to this next leg of the move at 3814. However, as I say, may well have a bounce back up to 4175, although that rejection there looked pretty definitive. 3 attempts to get over, finally exhausted and failed. So who knows? We'll just have to wait and see. DXY having a really strong bounce off that weekly level that we talked about the last couple of weeks, however, is now at resistance at about 105. You can see really clear level of support and resistance in the past, and having a rejection so far of it. So again, do we see a little bit of a pullback on DXY whilst ES has a little rally? There's a chance that maybe this level here holds at 103 to make a higher low and then continue, or maybe ES rallies all the way to the top and this is it for DXY. It's all one big trade, so try and keep your eyes on all the important factors. And as I say, whatever traditional market does, BTC usually follows. VIX still pretty low. Could start grinding. It could continue to grind up. But yeah, just another thing to keep your eyes on. So that's all the majors. Let's take a look at some alts. So last week, you'll remember Monday markets, I talked about potential take profit / shorts on ADA, AVAX and NEAR in their weekly resistance areas. As you can see, ADA rejecting quite nicely from that weekly resistance. Same with AVAX. Rejected that weekly resistance at about $20ish and come back down. And NEAR, this was a really nice range play. So weekly resistance at $2.58. As you can see, we closed below that. This wick was just a deviation. You can see it on the daily time frame. Weekly level plus daily range high. Deviated back into the range. Easy short down to the mid range. Now, as I mentioned on Friday's video, we do run an Earn While You Learn trading program on Premium. As you can see, we did take these trades and these are the profit snapshots. So we do actually trade as well as just putting the calls out there. If you want to, as you can see, really nice low leverage, real simple trading. It's aimed at beginners, hence the name Earn While You Learn. It's not signals. It's not just, oh, here's the entry, here's the stop loss, and etc. It's full analysis, daily videos, Monday to Friday, identifying trade setups, and actually, doing it all on video, going onto the exchange, entering the trades, trading it together, all that community vibe. So, if you want to get involved, check it out. We do have a free trial in the description below, and come join us, see what we're all about. We also have monthly Zooms, essentially, where we all get on and chat about what happened over the course of the month, chat about the trades, chat about what we're all doing with our own individual trades, sharing ideas, etc. So we're all about that community aspect. So yeah, as I say, free trial in the description below. Come check it out. Now we can get rid of these. Also, this week, Vechain and Zilliqa. So I'll start with Zilliqa actually, because I mentioned this again on Friday's video. I said we're coming up to weekly resistance, and this big spike could just be one big sort of like stop hunt, fake out, etc. If we go to the daily, I highlighted this level at 0.034. I said if we get a daily close below this, then that will be a deviation, and it will probably, the weekly will end up in here at resistance, and that's exactly what's happened. As you can see, that was Thursday's candle. Friday's candle, boom, came back down, closed below. So if you jumped on that, happy days. And then look where the weekly ended up, at resistance, and now we're rejecting. So for me personally, I would I'd be waiting to see if this level here on the daily gets broken. Oh, let's just make that daily, and then I would be jumping in on that trade personally. Not financial advice, of course, but if you have got profits in Zil from down here, not a bad place to take profit at all. Looking a little bit exhausted. Finally, Vechain. So as we know, we've got a monthly close coming up, and we are right at monthly resistance. You can see the start of the regular move here from November. Big wick up, again like Zil. looks like just to be a bit of a fake out, stop plant, etc. Closing right at the monthly resistance. So if this does close below monthly resistance, I'd say that's a pretty good area to either take profits or maybe potentially enter a short. Weekly, as you can see, looking pretty exhausted, looking like a potential rollover. Nice target down here at 0.022 as well. Now that whole China's buying all the Chinese coins narrative is probably coming to an end as well. So yeah, something to watch out for. As I say, monthly close tomorrow, so not long to wait either for that confirmation. So that's what I'm looking at, guys. That is what is important this week. Not too much in terms of data. Price action might be a little bit boring and choppy. Wouldn't be surprised considering the crazy weeks we've had. Couple of potential take profits / trade setups there. And if you want more in terms of the trading, come check us out at the in the premium. Free trial in the description below. But that's it from me. Have a good week, and I will catch you on Friday and we can digest what's happened throughout the week.